it is time for women to come in.
We're at a time right now in our world where women are coming together in a true sisterhood, where we're not being pinned against each other like we've always been.
Always been.
And we are coming together as sisters. My one client was like, as midwives, we're coming together to really heal this planet. And I literally had this visual of enveloping the earth together as women, like the chain of hands.
Oh, I love that.
And that's really what this is. This is the time for that.
Hi, and welcome to Speaker Life. I'm your host, Leah Woodford, and with me today is Shab Azma. And I'm really excited about her because she works in the celebrity world. In addition to being a new speaker, she is working with some of the celebrities that I've probably interviewed, but she's doing things that are behind the scenes, but she's actually coming center stage again, full circle. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So Shab, this is so interesting. Our viewing audience probably is noticing that we're filming today in a jet.
Yeah, it's so fun.
But my other company, Legacy Jets, we work with a lot of celebrities. So I thought it was appropriate that we actually put you where many of the celebrities I work with, this is where I meet them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of my clients have flown private.
Well, good. Send a few more over, would you?
Yeah.
So Shab, what's it like working with celebrities and thought leaders? And what advice would you give to a new speaker that needs PR and needs to really establish themselves in the industry?
Well, I've been working with celebrities for a long time. I've worked with some really big actors and musicians, and now I work with lifestyle experts, so celebrity experts. So when you think about chefs on Food Network or designers on HGTV, and we do a lot now in health and wellness as well. They're all walks of life. You know, I find it a lot easier to work with people that are experts versus actors, musicians. They're a little less
dramatic,
cuckoo bird, crazy. And I love you all, but it's true. People that are experts, they went to universities, they've studied their craft. And so not that actors haven't, but it's a different type of expertise. It's more on the business side of things. Right. It's entrepreneurs. And so my advice to them is always, come to me with clarity about what your purpose is. What do you want to do? How do we integrate your passion, your purpose, and your profession? Because I'm not here just to help people become wealthy. That's great, but I don't need to be the one doing that. For me, it's really like, okay, for us, the company, we are really mission driven. And we know that we can do great things and make wealth and have abundance. But at the end of the day, it starts with locking in with what the talent, in this case, the entrepreneur, is looking to do. How can they take their expertise and help support and inspire the population? I always say, how do we positively impact 8 billion people in this world fast? And it's through the voices of my clients, it's through content. So that's why a lot of these folks we work with are on television, or they're doing podcasts, or they're running courses, or they're on stages, because they have something important to share with the world through their expertise and their craft. And so for us, when we lock into their vision, that's when we make magic happen.
Absolutely. Now, what do you think it is that most maybe beginning speakers or wannabe thought leaders, what are some of the biggest mistakes that they make?
I think a lot of times it's just doing what you've been doing and not really sitting and taking the time to really understand the why of it. So when we figure out the why, we can best strategize and put together the best plan to go forward. Some people think, oh, I'll just do a podcast. Okay, but why? There's so many out there. I want my own show. Okay, but why? There's so many out there. So let's get really into your why, your North Star, so that we can create something that feels more bespoke and you can break through the clutter, break through the noise, and have resonance.
You mentioned the North Star earlier when we were talking. Can you explain to our viewing audience what the North Star is?
Yeah, it's really your why. What is your reason for what you're doing? Is it because it's something you've always been doing? Is it what your parents told you should do? Is it what you think you should be doing because it brings in a certain dollar amount and you need that? Are you doing it because it's what's safe? And so we really pushed because I have found that once we can get very clear on your why, that's when we get the nuggets of gold. And then we can help shape your brand and your ethos and then the strategy around that in a way that feels like magic. Because once again, we can create an understanding, your blueprint, then we have something to operate from. But we can't if you're like, yeah, I just want to do a podcast. I just want to, it's a lot of times it's just default. It's autopilot. It's, well, my friend has one, I should have one too. That's not enough of a reason for us to want to invest our time in building one.
Now, can we talk about your company a little bit? Shab, what tell our viewing audience more about your company and the clients that you look for, because you don't take just anybody.
Right. We're a pretty discerning bunch. We kind of have to be because we're a boutique talent management company and we're women. We're female-led, female-run company.
I love that.
A lot of moms at our company. So for us, if we're going to take time away from our children and our families, we want to have work-life balance. In management, that's hard. You're pretty much on 24/7, especially when you're clients that are on TV shows and there's things that happen and things that fall through the cracks. And so you have to be available 24/7. So for us, it's really important that we work with people that are kind and want to do good things. And we feel like it's mission critical for us to magnetize people, not mission critical. For us, we are magnetizing people that are like-minded. We have experts from all walks of life. Again, health and wellness, mindfulness, biohacking, longevity, people that are doing psychedelic research, people that are in the consciousness space, in addition to chefs and designers and real estate experts. We have fitness, we have fashion, we have beauty. But we really, for us, we just know, like we are an intuitive bunch. I just posted the other day on LinkedIn that intuition is the new intelligence. And so when you can intuitively feel into somebody's mission and you can lock in, that's when we can do our job best.
Well, I love what you said about having a why, because if you don't have a big enough why, there's always going to be an excuse, because life happens, right?
That's right.
And you have to have that purpose that's ride or die.
Yeah.
What's your purpose? What's your why?
Yeah, so my why, I had to really get clear on that because I had been on autopilot. And the reason why I launched ARC was because I had been doing management in a certain way. I fell into management. I never meant to be a talent manager. I was wanting to be the talent when I was younger,
right,
as a performer. And then I went for safety. The first job I got was at Universal Studios in the consumer products department. And I walked into that CPG department as a temp assistant when I was doing other things. I was trying the acting thing. I was a part-time bank teller. I had graduated college. And so I was kind of in that year or two post-college where I was trying a few things out, but I knew that I wanted to be in entertainment ultimately. So I was trying the acting thing. And then I got a temp job in the entertainment industry, working at various parts of the studio. I worked in music, I worked in home video, and then I got a temp job at Universal Consumer Products Group. And I walked in there going, I would never want to work here. I would never want to work here. It was like a bunch of product and merchandising for the films that Universal put out. And it just felt really, I don't know, it just didn't call me. So, but I met someone there that was, once I left, because it was only a 2-week stint, I went and worked at a production company. That person helped me get a job at a production company. And then about a month later, I got a phone call from the vice president of the Consumer Products Group asking if I would come and work for her full time because her assistant, who I had temped for, quit.
Wow.
And I said yes to a job that I walked in a month prior going, I would never want to take. And I did that because it was a salary. I was working at Universal Studios. So, big company.
How many times do we do that as women, Shab, though? We go the safe.
That's right.
The safe route. We play it safe. We don't really throw our heart over the bar. I know I've been guilty of that. It took me 3 years to get the guts up to do a YouTube channel. And I've been on TV forever.
Yeah.
So why is it when it's really something that we want, why do we hold ourselves back?
Well, that's true. I think for me, I was so young. I mean, I was in my early 20s and I didn't have a lot of patience, to be honest with you, to do the acting thing. I didn't want to be a waitress. No offense to waitresses, but for me, I had gone 4 years. I graduated. I wanted to, work. I had been temping, and I had been interning at NBC when I was in college. But I also had this performative part of me and the acting part of me. So the interesting thing is, after I accepted that job at Universal, 2 weeks later, I got a call from my agent, because I had an agent as an actress, who had booked me a gig in Vegas. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I actually took a job at Universal. And she was so mad at me. And I was like, the universe going, should have been more patient. So that was the first. And when I look back at the arc of my own life, my company's called ARC Collective. When I look at the arc of my own life, I can see where I sold myself out. And it wasn't conscious, but when I tell you, like, I remember walking into that CPG company office going, I wouldn't want to work here. And then a month later, I took a job there because it was a good salary. Again, it was Universal. And ultimately, listen, I'm super grateful. I don't have any regrets in life at all, but I can take that experience plus many others where I can see that I went into autopilot and I was doing the things that just kind of fell into my lap and I wasn't leading with intention. And I can now help support others to make different choices, especially young people. And that's something that I'm really, really passionate about, is helping young people, especially those that are graduating high school, college, to lead with more intentionality as they plan their professional career.
Well, and you're starting to take the stage now, and I think we need more powerful women. I feel like we've been silenced for a while. And we've allowed that to happen. So I'm so excited, especially because you have such an exciting industry. And I think it's gonna really empower young women, because I think imposter syndrome is real and it's rampant right now. What are your thoughts on that?
You're 100% right. I mean, even just being here, being the one asked to be on stage or being being interviewed. And I've had through ARC, gotten a lot of press, and I had some imposter syndrome. So a girl who used to be a performer, because not only did I used to act, but then I was a singer for several years as my alter ego at night in my 20s and 30s, again, gave that up when I got married and had kids. But that performer is still inside of me. And so what I had to step into was that performative side of myself, because that's always been there. It was just kind of dimmed all these years, and I was shining a light on everyone else. And the last couple of years has really been me stepping into my knowing and my power and being the one to get back out there, because I haven't been seeking it. It's just been coming. And I think it's because I'm more and more clear on my why. And if I want to, I've changed my mission to, how do we positively impact 8 billion people in this world fast? I know it's through content, but now it's, how do I use my voice and the voice of the collective to positively impact 8 billion people? So I've distilled it down even more with more detail.
I love that. The devil is in the details.
It really is. And when you know that, and that's when you get invited to come on a jet and do a podcast. You put it out there and you're like, and there it is.
And there it is. Well, we're going to be working together again. I really loved when we sat in my office and was talking, because this is very organic. It's first time meeting you. I usually prep. And so this is totally off the cuff, but it's very organic, very flowy. But what I want to ask you is, what is your goal for 2026? What's that driving thing that you want to do this year?
Well, for 2026, my goal is to bring on a partner to help run my management company, because we're scaling very quickly. We are becoming a media company. Again, 8 billion people is a lot of people to impact, right? And I can't do that, and I have to get out of the weeds. Because when you're
familiar with the weeds,
yes, right. And when you're the CEO of the company, I'm also still the manager there. I'm one of, and I have to get out of the weeds so that I can continue to scale, because you can't grow if you're stuck in the weeds. And that was a big lesson that I had to learn in 2025, was I needed to empower my team to take more calls and trust them and know that they'll pull me in when necessary, so that I can be free to be in places like this and meeting with those that are going to help support the growth of our company. So we're meeting with investors right now. There was interest to acquire my company in the last few months, and I'm really looking at sort of like the best path forward and who is the right partner to bring on so that I can scale and I can grow the other parts of the business.
Wow.
And so 2026, that's the year it's going to happen.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. Well, what is one thing that you would tell your 20-year-old self now, looking back on everything?
To sit still a bit more. I've always been on the go, and I think when you can take the time to sit still and ideally meditate, which I've only started doing the last couple of years, but has been a complete game changer for me. If I could have done that in my 20s, Lord knows what I'd be doing now. Maybe I'd be the president of the United States.
Oh, that would be good.
Because it's time.
It is time.
It is time for the woman.
It is time for the woman.
Healed woman. For the healed woman.
I think just organically, the world needs more positive people. I feel like the world's really kind of negative right now, and I'm not pointing fingers politically, but I think it is time for women to come in.
Yes. And that's
the nurturing side.
That shift happen in a big way right now. Women are rising to the top. And I don't just mean like to the top. It's like we are, more than anything, we're banding together. We're at a time right now in our world where women are coming together in a true sisterhood, where we're not being pinned against each other like we've always been.
Always been.
And we are coming together as sisters. My one client was like, as midwives, we're coming together to really heal this planet. And I literally had this visual of enveloping the earth together as women, like the chain of hands.
Oh, I love that.
And that's really what this is. This is the time for that.
Well, it takes one person to make that change. And this has just been a great episode. Will you come back, Shab?
Absolutely. Anytime.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
This has been Leah Woodford with Speaker Life. Thanks for watching.